In this video, the government is now taking shots at Activision. Arc Raiders is also taking their own shots. We have more leaks to talk about, and I've got bad news about the super Easter egg. All that and more is coming over the next 15 minutes, so lock in, hit the subscribe button, and we'll get started with the first story. This is Lina Khan. She is the 57th chair of the Federal Trade Commission, that's the FTC in the US. Their job is to protect the American public from unfair and illegal business practices. So Lina's words carry some weight here, and she says Microsoft's acquisition of Activision has been followed by significant price hikes and layoffs, harming both gamers and developers. As we've seen across sectors, increasing market consolidation and increasing prices often go hand in hand. As dominant firms become too big to care, they can make things worse for their customers without having to worry about the consequences. This, as far as I'm concerned, is pretty scathing. The fact that this isn't just some random person on Twitter saying, like, Microsoft is being bad here, or Activision are anti-consumer, or what have you. It's the 57th chair of the FTC. It's crazy. And the quoted story here is really interesting as well. You've probably seen people canceling their Game Pass recently. If we take a look at Lee's tweet, he says in March 2023, Microsoft told a court Game Pass prices will not increase as a result of the merger. And in July, a federal judge whose son works at Microsoft, which is crazy, rejected the FTC's challenge to the merger. And so Lee is saying that once again, Lina Khan, who we just quoted in that previous tweet, was correct, because if we take a look at the pricing, the Netflix premium pricing can be seen in blue here, and it's increasing year over year due to inflation. That's not a surprise at all, but it's the fact that the Game Pass price was also increasing in line with inflation more or less, and then has had this sudden hike since around when the merger happened. So, Microsoft, Activision, what are we doing here? Lina Khan here seems to have figured out your game plan. Might be time to change things up a little bit. And it's not just the FTC clowning Activision right now. You've also got Arc Raiders doing the exact same thing. So previously, over the last sort of month or two, people noticed that you could not say Arc Raiders in Call of Duty. Like, it would auto-censor the name Arc Raiders, seemingly trying to prevent people spreading the word about Arc Raiders being a cool game. And Arc Raiders have very jokingly put this graphic out and this tweet out saying, we're still on track to release Censored on October 30th, and they've censored it in the graphic as well. Now, I believe that since that story blew up, Call of Duty fixed it. They were getting so much flack for the fact that it was censoring their name. So I think it's safe to say Arc Raiders now, but still, so funny to see Arc Raiders lean into this. And this comes as a double whammy with some really positive Arc Raiders news as well, which is that they've just announced that they are reducing the pricing of the game even further. Like, I believe it's a $40 purchase in the US, for example, but I think that there was some price disparity where in certain regions it was, relatively speaking, more expensive. But they clearly are committed to it feeling like a reasonably cheap game to buy compared to the Call of Duties of the world, because in regions like Ukraine, Brazil, and India, the pricing is being dropped. Also, as an act of goodwill, obviously, to the people that did buy at the original pricing, they are refunding those people, which is great. Obviously, it would have been better if this was never an issue in the first place, but the fact that they've seen it and corrected it is more than I can imagine might happen if an Activision or some such company were involved here. So it's another Arc Raiders W. I'll be covering it on my channel. Make sure to let me know in the comment section down below if that's something you're excited to see. Because honestly, like, if you guys aren't supporting the Arc Raiders content, I'll just peel back from it. I'll focus on zombies. But if there's loads and loads of Arc Raiders love, then we'll make a significant investment into trying to make sure that we cover both games. And who knows, maybe the Call of Duty numbers this year will be so bad that I'll be forced to cover Arc Raiders primarily. Because, as I covered in a news video a couple of days ago, the beta numbers on PC haven't been amazing. So I covered a Rorato Man tweet from like a week ago that said when the beta started, the numbers were much lower compared to what we saw with Battlefield, and that's been exacerbated even further now. So the open beta has gone live, and you'd expect when the beta went from code-only access to open, the numbers would significantly increase. But as we're seeing here, right now, we're sort of peaking around the 100k mark, and that's still 1/5 of the Battlefield numbers. Battlefield got to 500k. Now again, there's caveats to the argument that, well, some people don't play on Steam, for example, because they've got the game on Game Pass or what have you. And also, I don't know, maybe there's an argument that Battlefield has a larger PC following compared to its console player base, and Call of Duty is more console dependent. Like, that's all valid, but still, it's Call of Duty. It's meant to be the king. It's only pulling 100K for the beta on Steam. Even with all those considerations in mind, I'd still expect it to be going like bar for bar or band for band with Battlefield. Like, I'd still expect that, and it's not there. So I suspect Activision's feeling the heat a bit. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised at all if that's why they extended the beta. So they gave us an extra beta day, and they made it so that Zombies ends at the end of the beta now. And I just can't help but feel like the reason for this might be, A, they want to kind of try and eat into some of the excitement for the Battlefield 6 launch, which will be happening on October 10th. But B, also, I wonder if they currently are not on track to like have a record-breaking beta. You know how they put stats out every year being like, this was the most played beta ever. We had the most hours spent in a Call of Duty ever. Like, they always love those stats. And I wonder if they weren't going to get them. And so they sort of panicked and went, hold on, people aren't really playing this as much. We need a way to juice our numbers. Let's give them an extra day. Like, I wonder. Still, regardless of what the reason is, I think it's good news to have an extra beta day, although I personally have some quite strong feelings about the fact that, like, there's no augments in the beta for Zombies, and just generally, the narrow slice of what we got feels like it's not actually representative of what the game is going to be like, and so we're getting a poor impression of what the game is going to be because it's so incomplete, and Treyarch is going to be getting bad data about the game because our impression is based on something that is incomplete. So, like, they can't read into our impression fully. It's a weird situation. I'll make a full video about this because, yeah, like I said, strong opinions. Now, I saw Slugs here at me and say, hey, Milo, you've got to talk about this, and I agree. So Kingman recently put this tweet out saying, I am launching hashtag loadouts for augments 2025 for Black Ops 7. And basically, he wants to see an option in the menu for you to be able to select one set of augments and then be like, oh, actually, no, I want to put on my Citadel Daymore augments right now and switch to a different augment pack, sort of similar to how we have Gobblegum packs, and just do that on the fly. I also really want this feature. I would have used it a ton in Black Ops 6 if we'd had it in Black Ops 6. I would use it a ton in Black Ops 7 if we had it in Black Ops 7. There's so many augments now, and it's so fiddly to reselect them all. We really need this. Now, what Zone here has said is, I'm genuinely confused as to why the whole community isn't behind this. I think that there's been a little bit of pushback to it being like, that's not necessary, but I think people are not really thinking through the fact that we're going to have so many augments in Black Ops 7. I fully agree with Zone. Everyone should be behind this. This would be a really valuable feature. Granted, if you're a random that doesn't really pay any attention to the augment system and you want to set it and forget it, you wouldn't have to use it, and a lot of people would be in that place and not use the feature, but I think that's fine. I still think that it's a valuable thing that would massively improve the quality of life of players of Zombies. And in a year where the main things they're changing are quality of life upgrades, and they're not big, bold departures from the Black Ops 6 formula, why not give us a really valuable quality of life upgrade? That feels like that would make a lot of sense. I think it would be a massive boon to the community. Now, unfortunately, Joey Conway, who you guys will have seen in a ton of Zombies content recently from me, he was on a creator call on my behalf for the sort of build up to the Black Ops 7 Zombies marketing. And in that call, they said that it is not currently on the roadmap to build loadouts for augments. So it might be dead before it's even begun, but I want this campaign to succeed, so hashtag loadouts for augments is something I believe in, and I think you guys should believe in it as well. Treyarch, please take note. Now, all of this talk of like Activision being scared and making changes as a result of it is interesting stuff, because I think one of the issues that we keep seeing, and I talked about this in another video the other day, is how Treyarch will seemingly be really responsive to feedback right now, but there's a bit of frustration in me in the fact that they have to make the mistake in the first place and then correct it. And I think a similar thing has happened in this case with the open playlists in the beta. So everyone was very happy when they introduced the open playlists that reduces skill-based matchmaking. But then yesterday, Treyarch removed Open Search and Destroy from the beta and replaced it with skill-based matchmaking Search and Destroy. And Matt Scronce, who is a legend, by the way, zero hate towards Matt, he explained that by doing that, they were trying to test, gather data, and get feedback because they are trying to give players what they want as much as they can, and also limit how many playlists they have active to focus population and data sampling, and therefore get solid testing data and feedback on matchmaking. And I want to be very clear. I completely empathize with the people mad about open search being taken away, and I sympathize with Matt here, who's trying to do better data collection. There's a very easy solution to these two seemingly opposing parties, and it's just to set better expectations in the first place, right? If they brought out open search and destroy, and they'd said, we're going to do open search today, but tomorrow we are going to need to turn it off just so we can get data on the other playlist, and then we will bring it back again the next day for the rest of the beta. At that point, nobody's going to complain. If you just set the expectations super clearly, it's just the fact that they brought it out and everyone was like, oh my God, let's go. And then they just took it away, and we had to go to Matt's profile to understand why, and it was late, and like, that need not happen. So Treyarch, I'm begging you this year, you can remove your foot from so many blunders, you know, the expression putting your foot in it, right? You can take that foot right out of the wrong place. That sounds weird. If you just communicate in advance, set expectations better, sort out whatever the comms issue is in Treyarch right now. I keep saying it. We've seen it so much in the last month in Zombies. I don't know why it's happening. Fix it, please, I guess? Seems like a no-brainer, man. I mean, yeah, like, open search is back now, and that's good. That is good. But you could have absolutely removed all of the anger yesterday by just communicating this earlier. Like, what are we doing? So let's move on to some leaks here. Starting with the fact that it seems like the Outbreak leaks that we had ages ago as Outbreak seemingly coming to Black Ops 7 may no longer be the case. Reality is saying that new files seem to indicate that it's been scrapped for Endgame, and Endgame is the new end of campaign gameplay mode thing that I got a chance to get some early info about when I visited Treyarch about 2 months ago. It's basically a sort of large team. You level up, you complete these tasks at the end of the campaign experience. It's meant to be a reason to sort of keep investing into your campaign leveling. I guess it sounds kind of cool, but yeah, it seems to have come at the cost of killing Outbreak, so RIP. Now, another reality leak here is that there seems to be a teleport field upgrade coming to BO7. It has the description, quickly teleport a short distance in the direction of your movement, even through enemies, and it has a name tied to it, which is Flicker, and I hope here it says it sounds almost like a specialist ability. So that might be something that we see coming to BO7 at some point. Now, I saw a post from someone, I sadly forget who it was. It might have been FPS Psycho, it might have been Zone. It was someone that basically said, it seems a bit fishy that we've got so much Zombies leakage happening in the Zombies beta. Like, surely Treyarch, if they actually cared about this, would put a bit of a stop to it. And low-key, I'm kind of inclined to agree. It feels like the leaks are just ever-present, and I cover them because they're out there and everyone's talking about them already anyway, but I can't help but feel like there might be some process internally at Treyarch that is going wrong, that is meaning that this stuff is getting into the files sooner than it should do. Like, I really understand the fact that in game development, you have a lot of cross-dependencies with things. So if you try to kind of carve out a certain part of your code over here, it might be dependent and reliant on a bunch of other systems and information over here. So you can't really just isolate it cleanly. Like, there's always going to be a little bit of other stuff pulled in. I understand that. It's just the fact that it seems to happen so incredibly frequently now. And part of me wonders if there's a way that they could just obfuscate things better than they are? I don't know, man. I mean, the leaks really do be going crazy right now. And I don't know. It's sort of suspicious. It's weird. Now, one thing that did not leak, because it's ass, is that it seems like the Black Ops 6 final season will have a Zombies LTM called Haunted Havoc, which throws you into a relentless nightmare with mimics, jack-o'-lanterns, and intensity of a forced rampage inducer. It's on all 6 maps, and there is no mention of a super Easter egg. We got a roadmap, as you can see. No super Easter egg. There is this Extinction Protocol thing, but it's just a leaderboard event. And, like, low-key, just out of spiritual disagreement, I just refuse to participate in this leaderboard event crap. Like, I think it's actual slop. I'm just gonna be straight up. I've not played a single one of their leaderboard events this year, and I intend to keep it that way. Miss me with the leaderboard events, Treyarch. Give us some real content. Like, I'm so serious. I can't be bothered with this. Nah, it's just not for me. Maybe you guys think I'm just being a hater on that one. I'm honestly open to criticism on that particular opinion. Rip into me in the comment section down below if you disagree. But like, I just think that so much of the time, the LTM stuff that they do is just the most half-assed, not fun thing in the world. Like, I'm tired of it. I want like actual interesting stuff, man. It doesn't happen. But who knows? Maybe I'm just being a doomer. Maybe. Now, some of you might be wondering, like, where does this super Easter egg conversation come from? I mean, I responded to the tweet saying, like, hey guys, is there a super Easter egg? And if I refresh the page here, let's just double check this. Yeah, that's up to 28 replies of everyone basically being like, how do we tell him? How do we tell him? I mean, yeah, I feel like the other half of the replies are, yeah, it's on Verdansk. So you're probably wondering like, okay, well, why do we think there's a super Easter egg in the first place? Because there's a lot of anger from some people about it. Like Zone here saying, zombies taken out back and shot with the Season 6 update. Another joke LTM and 2 leaderboards. Oof. No super Easter egg is an absolute disgrace. I personally wouldn't go that far. I don't even need to build upon that. You charged full price for BO6, yet you don't provide the full expected experience. He's going off here. So why is this the full expected experience? Well, for some people, it's based on this. A lot of people quote this Kevin Drew tweet, which we'll look at in full in a second. But it basically says, hoping to raise the bar next game in regards to Easter eggs. He's responding to Lee Ross, who's talking about the super Easter egg that he did. And like Margwa here says that he's also disappointed, but he gives the caveat that Cold War didn't get one until February 2022 or something. So it did come later. But let's take a look at Kevin's tweet in full here for the full context. So Lee's tweet said, like I've said before, Infinite Warfare Zombies is the best super Easter egg the franchise has ever seen. It took a ton of hard work and was risky, but we were committed. When you have highly passionate and talented people working together, very special things happen. Hashtag IW Zombies. Hashtag W Lee Ross now and forever. And that's what Kevin responded to. And it seems like a lot of people in the zombies community read this tweet and went, oh, he's saying, I'm hoping to raise the bar for super Easter eggs in the next game, and that means Black Ops 6 will have a super Easter egg. And I think this, sadly, might be another instance where we need to open the schools. I'm not gonna lie, I think the fact that he says, in regards to Easter eggs, it seems like a part of the sentence a lot of people are willfully ignoring, and they're just saying, well, he's responding to a super Easter egg comment, so this must be entirely about super Easter eggs. I don't think that's the case. I think that Kevin is responding to this saying, you and your team, who he's said are highly passionate and talented working together, and they create very special things. That team set a high bar. Let's try and raise the bar next year in regards to just Easter eggs in general. So like low-key, I think if this tweet alone is what made you think we have to get a super Easter egg in Black Ops 6, it might be time. It might be time. Forgive me. Don't make more meme edits of this. We've all seen this video. If you haven't seen it, leave a comment. I can include it in another video sometime. But we've all seen this video, I'm pretty sure. We don't need to be repeating that. I'm just trying to say, I think we just need to be careful with our reading comprehension. That's all. That's all. That's all. But with that said, I also want to defend Zone here because I don't think Zone feels the way he feels about this purely because of the fact that Kevin tweeted that when he tweeted that, right? I think that at this point, if you were to outline and define what makes a great year of zombies, I think a super Easter egg would end up on that list. And while I think that it's valid to criticize an opinion like this with something like what Danny's doing here, saying this is some top tier entitlement, I think both are a bit strong, but I think it's valid to see a team like Treyarch trying to make Black Ops 6 as best they possibly can and trying to wow people and then not doing a super Easter egg and to be disappointed by that. I think that's valid. I think that's actually super fair. Like Margwa's take where he basically says, I don't think the tweet is really something we should read into as much as we are, but it's still a disappointment. That's sort of where I stand on it. Like, I don't think this tweet was a super Easter egg confirmation, but I'm sad that we're not getting one, or at least I'm sad that there's no tease, or I'm sad that nothing's being mentioned and there's no communication around this, because for all we know, we're going to get one in 6 months, right? Like, Cold War got late updates. There's always a chance that BO6 gets a late update. It's just at that point, it's like, well, they're going to be in full development of a full new game, and like, I don't know, man. It's sort of a weird one. So are you, like Zone, super disappointed there's no super Easter egg? Are you like myself, where I'm just like, I'm fairly disappointed, but also all hands on deck for Black Ops 7, I suppose? Or do you not give a damn and you think that we're all being crybabies? I think they're all valid stances. Let me know yours in the comments down below. And if you like these news videos and you'd like them to continue, then, I don't know, go back to the start of the video and actually answer some of the questions that I asked you guys through the video in the comments section. Genuinely, you posting comments on these videos and like getting that conversation going. I read a lot of these comments that come through on these news videos. So like that alone, it makes a big deal to like what stories I cover. And I mean, if there's other things that you'd like me to cover as well, if you'd like more general gaming news inserted in here, let me know. If you'd like me to yap about certain topics that are even non-gaming, I don't know, let me know. One example topic that you might be interested in is the fact that, yes, I got a haircut. It happened. The hair has been trimmed. It's looking a little crazy right now, but yes, I cut my hair. Well, I didn't cut it, but it's been cut. So it's no longer quite as Einstein-y as it was 2 days ago, which I think is something that you guys wanted, because I was getting a lot of comments saying, Milo, you've got to buzz the rat growing on your head. And honestly, the difference is crazy. Like going from this, I just let it grow too long, bro. I was traveling for so long. And it was not good. And then to go to this, I'm a new man. It feels so much better. Like, yeah. Next time my hair starts getting this long, scream at me, please. Like, it feels so much better. So, thank you for encouraging me to make a good decision. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.